Woman of Reddit. What's a harsh reality you have to accept as a woman? Story 1. For some women, it's the excruciating period pains they'd have to experience every single month. It might feel like being in the middle of a bloody war, getting repeatedly stabbed in the uterus by a sharp knife from all sides, and even the painkillers won't take it seriously. The worst part is just having to keep a straight face like you're completely fine, while feeling like you are being stabbed in the ovaries. I can't count how many times I've been on public transport with excruciating period pain, and just had a blank expression on my face when really, I wanted to cry. I've said it before, but women are strong. The worst is that it could be endometriosis. But the research is so, scarce that most won't get diagnosed. But why putting much money into research? It doesn't affect men after all. Women should just suck it up and stop whining. Being kicked in the balls hurts more. Wife just went through this hell. She was told for years by her incompetent former gynecologist that it was all in her head. Finally found a better one. Turned out she had endometriosis that had spread to her bowel, as well as one of the worst cases of adenomyosis they've ever seen, with uterine wall thickness measured in cm instead of mm. The latter compounded by her right ovary being twisted around, flipped backwards, and completely adhered to the uterine wall. This was on top of other cysts present. The pains weren't just from periods, either. We had facts a grand total of twice in 2 years, because her issues made penetration excruciating for her. She had her hysterectomy several weeks ago, along with removal of the ovary. They were able to leave the other ovary in place for now to avoid inducing menopause. The only complication was a couple instances of post-surgical hematomas letting go with no warning. One happened in her sleep, completely destroying the couch from all the blood flow. She didn't even know she was bleeding out until she woke up in the puddle of blood. The second time, we were out and about for the day, and she overexerted herself, causing it to happen in public. Thankfully, we were able to wrap something around her pants to avoid embarrassment, as her jeans were soaked in blood and ruined, making this all even more fun. A week before her surgery, she broke her foot. This meant that she couldn't walk after surgery to clear the air they pumped into her abdomen, resulting in days of excruciating pain until it cleared up naturally. Story 2. Nurse here. Healthcare often doesn't take you seriously. There is tons of research out there, from being denied painkillers to dismissing symptoms, or the feeling of something isn't right. Also, symptoms are often different. See male versus female heart attack symptoms. Yet, until fairly recently, research was only done on male patients, drugs, etc., because of the damage that could appear. Infertility, for example. And even though there now is a regulation to include women in the studies, the number is very limited. Therefore, we won't ever quite know what atypical side effects a drug may have on women, or what the female-specific symptoms are for certain illnesses. Seriously, gender-based medicine is an incredibly interesting topic. Edit. Thanks for all the likes, comments, and sharing your experiences. I hope you all are doing well, and found or find doctors who take you seriously. Thanks to all the guys here, advocating for their partners or family members, and supporting them during doctor's visits. Nurse also. And yes, ask me about my mother and 2 friends, who have had uterine biopsies with no pain medication. Barbaric. And still common. Barbaric. Oh, don't be dramatic. It's just a pinch. Right. It's not where, cutting off a decent slice of one of your internal organs or anything. Sigh. Oh my god, yes. My friend just got an IUD placed. She asked if it would be painful, and if she could have something to numb or for the pain. The female NP placing it said, it will hurt less than the pain you just had giving birth. So, it's fine. She got nothing. It was painful. Full body eye roll and disgusted sigh. What the duck? When will this change? Yeah. The sad part is, many female doctors etc. never had those procedures done on themselves. And so they just go with whatever they're told in med or nursing school. Also, it's bad to tell patients the truth, because they might get scared to get the procedure after all. No procedure equal no money. So better to tell a lie. Or so they think. Male here, so forgive my ignorance. But it will hurt less than the pain you just had giving birth. So it's fine. Isn't this like one of the most painful things a woman can experience? It might kick you in the nuts. But don't worry, I won't kick you as hard as I did last time. So you will be just fine. What the duck kinda logic was that doctor smoking. Everything is anxiety. If you've extensively researched your symptoms or tests to ask for, you need to stay off the internet and let the professionals handle it. If you give context to any symptoms, or why you've done something, like stopping a medicine, then you're talking too much. And that's also anxiety. Hysterectomy. Be still for 6 weeks and take this Tylenol. My husband has been going to appointments with me because they listen to him more than me when I talk about my own body. He's disgusted with how I've been treated and is worried about our daughter's medical care later on, too. I was told that symptoms like intestinal bleeding were probably just stress. It took my dad dying of colon cancer to be taken seriously enough to find out that. Yeah, I had 23 polyps in my colon, too. But oh, no, little lady. It's all in your head, don't you know? I was peeing blood, coughing up blood, and having nosebleeds all at the same time. It was like a horror movie. While on blood thinners and the ER told me the peeing blood was a pulled muscle. And the rest of it was just the lung condition you have. It ducking wasn't. My blood was so thin the tissue in my kidneys was sloughing off. They didn't even test how thin my blood was. They were so sure they were right. I went into my specialist's office first thing the next morning after leaving the ER in tears. And they tested it and got a nephrologist on the phone to figure out what to do. My male specialist doctor started writing anxious to the point of tremulous in every note. Cop it and paste it, I'm pretty sure. He told me everyone has neck pain. And you shouldn't get surgery or take painkillers. I hadn't mentioned surgery or painkillers. He said the MRI almost certainly wouldn't show anything. And then tried to prove me wrong that my neck was fine by yanking my arms above my head, ignoring me saying stop. After that day, my left and right side hurt. My female PCP ordered an MRI. I have a herniated disc, a bulging disc, and arthritis in my neck. I called the specialist's office and told them to find me a different doctor because I was never seeing him again. I'd been seeing him 10 years. But this was the last straw. I want to cry just writing this out. It was the worst medical experience I've ever had. And there have been so many. I've been considering taking my dad or partner in with me to appointments with me. Because I am having some pretty serious medical issues that just don't feel like anything is happening. It just keeps getting worse and everyone makes out I'm hysterical. I went to AIM the other month, and my doctor started loudly discussing the fact I was a slag. So, it was an STD. Hint, it's not an STD. They have no idea. But they know it's not that. Also, nothing wrong with sleeping around. But I don't. Story 3. That reality of anyone can be the predator. Family, friends, colleagues, or a random stranger. And that no matter how you dress, how you look, or how old are you can be a victim. Along with that, people don't take you seriously when you tell them about it. They'll turn it around on you and tell you how you could have avoided the situation. The only people who have ever believed me are women who have been through the same thing, or doctors who have seen my injuries. Everyone else, it's my fault somehow. Or they do believe you, and it's still your fault. Like you said, should have avoided the situation. Or you must have been giving cues that it's okay. Or you didn't say no clearly enough. Because honestly, screaming, no, get off me, is very unclear. Somehow,